welcome to Medicine for the Soul Yoga. My name's Kat and this is part 6 of our journey to crow pose. Today we'll be just really recapping the correct alignment. We'll be revisiting plank and seeing if we've built up some strength already to then progress further. So let's get going. So we're going to start standing today at the top of the mat. We're going to warm up using some traditional sun salutations. So sun salutations are a sequence of poses flowing together with the breath, and they really work the whole body. So it's a great way to warm up. So we'll begin by standing. We can have the big toes together and the heels slightly apart, so the outside edges of the feet are parallel to each other. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, palms facing forward, and gently tuck the chin. As you close the eyes, just notice what this does to your balance. Are you feeling grounded and centered? Lifting the kneecaps so we're engaging the legs, we're slightly squeezing the glutes. Core is active. Breathing through the nose. Really arriving in this moment. Feeling the energy of the body rushing down to all your extremities, really kind of extending out with the fingers. Feeling powerful and present here as we breathe in and out through the nose. Noticing where the breath is landing in the body, allowing the breath to travel right down to the belly. As we inhale, we're going to reach the hands up, keep that energy in the hands. Big inhale here. As we exhale, draw the palms together, slight bend in the legs and come into a nice forward fold, bending the legs as needed. Inhale, we'll put the hands on the shins and push the shins away, find length, come up halfway. Exhale, bend into the legs, plant the hands. We're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back. We're in our high plank. Take a big inhale here. As we exhale, drop the knees, let the hips come down slightly too. Exhale, drop the chest and chin, elbows hug in. Inhale into our very gentle back bend. Squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, tuck the toes and find our downward dog. Pedaling out the heels here. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step the right foot forward. Use the hand to help if you need. Lift the chest. Step the left foot forward, come into a flat back. Hands can be on shins or on the floor in front of you. Exhale, forward fold, bend into the legs. Inhale, reach the hands up, big inhale. Exhale, drawing the palms to center, forward fold. Exhale fully. Inhale, come up halfway, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bend into the legs, plant the hands, step the left foot back, and then the right foot back. Big inhale and our really strong high plank, kneecaps lifted, pushing out the hands, fingers are spread. Exhale, knees down. That same exhale, chest and chin down, elbows hug in. Inhale into our back bend, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Exhale, back to our downward dog. Take a few deep breaths here through the nose. Feeling the heat begin to generate in the body. Inhale, look forward, step the left foot through. And then the right, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, draw the palms to center. And the palms either side, drawing the chin down. Take a few deep breaths. Is the breath landing down into the belly? Big inhale, we're going to reach the hands up again. Exhale, come into a gentle forward fold. Inhale, flat back, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to step the right foot back and then the left. Again, we're in our strong plank. Exhale, drop the knees, drop the chest and chin. So lots of vinyasas today, really building up that arm strength. And then back to downward dog. Good. This time we're going to inhale, bring the right foot forward. And spin the left heel into center, look forward, and then coming into our warrior one. So the left toes are slightly pointing diagonally, right hip pushing back, so the hips are square to the front of the mat. We're sinking the hips, reaching the hands. Imagine you want to draw out towards the left of the back foot, so we're really planting the whole foot on the mat. Big inhale here. Exhale, come put your hands down, slide back to plank, big inhale, exhale, knees down, chest and chin down, inhale into our back bend, exhale back to downward dog, good. Inhale, we're going to step the left foot through, bring that heel in, look forward with strength and stability standing up, sink the hips. If this left knee is overextending, bring the foot forward, give yourself more space. One big strong inhale here. And then exhale, planting the hands, good. Slide the left foot back. Exhale, drop the knees, drop the chest and chin. Inhale into our back bend, really good, stay with me. Exhale, back to downward dog. Pedal out the heels for a moment. Looking forward, we're going to step the right foot through and then the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhale, draw the palms to center. Bring the palms either side of the body, draw the chin down. So we're just going to lead with the left leg now. Really feeling the heat in the body. Quite an aerobic flow using sun salutations. Big inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back and then the right. Holding for a moment here in our plank. How strong and stable can you make this plank? Big inhale here through the nose. Lifting the kneecaps. As we exhale, drop the knees, drop the chest and chin, keep the elbows hugging in. Inhale, rolling, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, back to downward dog. Good. Inhale, we're going to bring the left foot through. Bring the right heel in. Lifting up to our warrior one. Can you make it a bit of a bigger warrior one now? Slide the foot forward, sink the hips. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step that left foot back to plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest and chin. Inhale into our back bend. Exhale, back to downward dog. Good. Take a few moments here. Big deep breaths through the nose. We're going to look forward and bring the right foot through. Left heel in. Rising up so strong. Big inhale, exhale, sink the hips a bit lower, you can. Good, and then bring the hands to the mat, perfect. Slide the right foot back, hold here for a moment in our strong plank. Big inhale, exhale, drop the knees, chest and chin comes down. Inhale into our back bend, a bit deeper back bend now. And exhale, back to downward dog. So good. And then we're going to step the left foot forward and then the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, draw the hands down to the chest. Exhale, fully all the air out. And then release the hands either side of the body, palms facing forward. Take a moment here to bring yourself back to the breath. Feel all the heat and energy rushing through the body. Inhale, we're going to reach the hands up. Exhale, we're going to come into a forward fold. Flowing with the breath. Inhale, coming up to halfway. Sun salutations are also kind of moving meditation. We're flowing with the breath. Plant the hands. Option to step back with whichever foot you choose, or option to hop back into plank. So we really want the weight in the hands, fingers are spread, and hop ourselves back. Keep the knees lifted and keep the shoulders rounded. We're really pushing out of the ground. Holding for a few breaths here. We're going to come down into our low plank. Drop the knees down if you need support, but if you can, come into low plank from high plank. So coming onto our forearms, making sure that we dip those hips down, lifting the kneecaps. We're going to hold here. So keep breathing. Remembering where you got to before with your count of breath. Keeping the shoulders over the elbows. Keep the elbows pushing out of the ground, rounding off the top of the shoulders. And we keep breathing in and out through the nose. And recognizing that sometimes you're more tired than other days, perhaps you've done other exercise. So if you are more tired, listen to your body. Don't worry if you're not making progress in this session. Overall, over time, the consistency will be what makes the progress. Keep breathing. Good, that's 50 seconds. So if you held for 40 before, you've done really well. And that's a minute. We're going to try and hold for 1 minute 20 today. If you can, hold with me, do. I'll tell you when it's 1 minute 10, so you know where you were at. That's 1 minute 10. So 10 more seconds if you're with me. If you're shaking, that means it's good. It's working. 3, 2, 1. Really good. Drop the knees. And we'll all just come into a nice wide leg child's pose. Bring the knees out wide, toes together. And just sink the hips back to the heels. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel the belly really leading the breath in this moment. So plank pose is one of my favourites really to build up core strength. It's such a good one. Builds the strength along the whole length of the core and also into the arms. Few more breaths here. And then we'll lift the chest and slide the hands back. Sitting back on our heels if that's comfortable. Give our shoulders a few rolls. And then we're going to just warm up the wrists slightly as always. So holding on to the hands, rolling the wrists in circles, making waves with the wrists as well. Big deep breaths through the nose. Good, just shake it out. So we're going to try a bit of crow pose. So we're going to first of all set ourselves up. Always having the fingers really spread. You can almost see, well you can see really, the whites of the fingertips when you press the fingertips down. Imagine like all these little contact points. I like to think of it as kind of like a frog. If you see a frog kind of jumping, like you know those jungle frogs that climb the little mini ones that climb the trees and stick to the leaves and everything, they have these massive hands and you can see their little points at the ends of their fingers and they're always spread, they're always gripping and using them, and that's what we need to be doing with our hands. Not only will it really help us with our balance, because we can use, if we're feeling we're coming off to one side slightly, we can push down on these fingertips and draw us back to center. If we feel we're coming a bit over, we can push back on the fingers and draw us back. So it really gives us this ability to find the midline of our balance. And that's the same with any arm balance that you do, a handstand, anything like that. Also protects the wrist. So that's super important. We're going to come into our low yogi squat. Just open up the hips for a moment. Lifting up the heels, lifting up the hips slightly so that the knees can squeeze up and in. So to begin with, we're going to rest on the top outside of the hand, and as we make a shelf for the knees, we draw the elbows in so they come directly backwards. Looking up, rolling onto our big toes. Maybe we can draw one big toe in and maybe we can draw the other big toe in. We breathe. We're going to lift one toe up if we can. Maybe tap the left toe. Bring the right toe down. Lifting the left toe, keep the elbows squeezing in. Maybe bringing the weight slightly more forward in the hands of the fingertips engaged still. Maybe we find a bit of height, a bit of lift here. Play around with it, surprise yourself. Rest when you need to. Release out the hips. Bringing the hands forward and drawing the chin down is quite a nice shoulder release. Take a few deep breaths. Drawing the hands back. And we'll go again. So remembering to hug the knees, the elbows in, lifting up the hips. Looking forward and up, we want this feeling of height, and it helps to bring the toes in. If the toes are out, it's very hard to think about lifting them up. So we want to draw the toes in to begin with, and from that point, that's when we can start to think about lifting the toes. Keep breathing. Even if the toes are on the mat, we're still really working all the muscles. This is really helpful. And this is the first step. So just holding here is enough. And release. Really, really good. We'll walk the hands forward, coming into tabletop. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, arching the back. Good, come back to neutral spine. We'll let both feet come to one side and bring the hips down. Bring both soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out to the side. And we'll just let the knees gently wiggle up and down. Big deep breaths. Good. So we're gonna come down really, really slowly. Make sure you've got room behind you. Bring the arms out wide. And vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the chin tucked in, we'll roll down the back. All the way down. Good. We're gonna let the feet lift up and keep the knees hovering over the hips. We're going to then place the hands behind the head. We're going to do a little bit of core work to finish. So we're going to lift the shoulder blades off the mat. The head can kind of rest in the hands. Make sure the knees are over the hips and not too far forward, not too far back. So we're going to straighten the right leg as we bring the right elbow to the left knee and draw the left knee in. Let the right leg hover above the mat. Inhale, squeeze both knees over hips. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Let the left leg hover up on the mat. Inhale, squeeze. Really use the breath. It's really slow movement. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, back up. Keep both toes pointed. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, back. Going to do one more time on each side. Keep the shoulder blades lifted off the mat. Right elbow to left knee. Inhale, squeeze, shoulder blades lifting. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, squeeze, hugging up, lift up the shoulders. And then release, really good. Drawing the knees into the chest. Making gentle circles with the knees. Big deep breath through the nose. We'll come into happy baby just to release out any tension in the hips. Soles of the feet facing up, holding onto the ankles or the outside edges of the feet. Drawing the ankles down over the knees. Gently rocking side to side. Big deep breath through the nose. And then releasing the feet to center. We can let them float to the mat, landing in butterfly. Perhaps just letting the knees release up and down slightly. And either resting in Shavasana here or doing some more movement practice. Thank you for joining me.